Welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm reviewing Minnesota Vikings 9, LA Rams 27 on Monday night. Super Wildcard Monday night, NFC Wildcard game. The Rams win. They're moving on to Philadelphia. The Minnesota Vikings saw ghosts. Sam Darnold got spirit bombed back to his old self by the Lions. And the Rams kept that going. Sam Darnold is a generational bag fumbler. Because the Rams and Lions owned him over the past 2 weeks. The Honolulu flu is real. And the Rams move on to Philadelphia. Kyren Williams, a 5-yard touchdown catch. 0-7 in the first quarter. Becomes a safety valve for Stafford. Stafford throws it to Williams. Makes the catch. Nobody's on him. Good touchdown. Josh Carty with a 34-yard field goal to make it 0-10. In the second quarter, Will Reichard, the former Georgia kicker, makes a 34-yard field goal of his own to make it 3-10. Jared Verse with a fumble recovery touchdown, picks up the fumble, runs it all the way back 3-17. Davis Allen with a 13-yard touchdown catch for the Rams, 3-24. Halftime, it is 3-24. Josh Carty with a 44-yard field goal, 3-27. TJ Hawkinson makes the catch, gets past the Rams defenders for 26 yards to score a touchdown, 9-27. The Vikings go for 2. They don't get it. End of the third quarter, it's 9-27. In the fourth quarter, there's no score, which means the final is 9-27. The Rams absolutely beat the ever-loving hell out of the Vikings. Absolutely. There was no question tonight was a ass-kicking, belt to ass. If this whole weekend was belt to ass except for Washington, Tampa Bay, this might have been the worst, honestly. I still think the Broncos were better last game, yesterday, against the Bills, than I thought the Vikings were against the Rams, and it shouldn't have been that way. It shouldn't have been that way. The Packers were better against the Eagles. The Steelers were better against the Ravens. I know, shocking, right? Hell, the Chargers were better against Houston. The closest a loser got to winning a game this weekend was the Bucs. And they shot themselves in the foot hundreds of times. The Rams absolutely just threw the Vikings down. I don't know if it was the fact that Dan Campbell said, hey, we'll see you in 2 weeks, even after the Bucs lost. Or was it the Rams playing for LA? Or was the Rams actually this good? Are they actually that hot? I'm going to say it's a part of all three. I think there's a part of all three that made the Rams look this good. I think bulletin board material definitely helped them play this game as well as they did. But I think it's probably the lowest situation that led to this. I think them playing for LA meant a lot to them. And I think that matters a lot. They are a hot team. Of course, they were 1-4 before their bye. They were 9-3 after. They've been so much better since their bye week. They've been amazing since the bye. And, well, now it's 10-3 since the bye. And for me, they've played damn well tonight. But I think they're also playing for LA. I think they legitimately are saying, hey, we're going to play for you. We're going to do anything we can for you. And I think that's the mentality. I think LA, the Rams are trying to show hard for their city. And they're a tough team. And the Vikings are fraudulent as well. I think that also matters. I think they're fraudulent as all hell. I think the Vikings, Sam Darnold, again, as I said, got spirit bombed back to his jet self. He got spirit bombed into seeing ghosts by the Lions in Week 18. And he just couldn't bounce back. I think the way this season was going overall for Sam Darnold was he believed that he was actually good again until he was slapped in the face with reality. And the Honolulu flu didn't help either. But let's remember, the Rams were the team the Vikings played twice after playing the Lions. Both times. Both times they played the Lions this year, they played the Rams the next week. they lost. And arguably, the one they didn't play in LA was worse. The first game that the Lions-Vikings played was close in Minnesota. He wasn't spirit bombed out of looking like a good quarterback. And he had a okay game against the Rams the first time. This time, he got spirit bombed to hell and back. Got knocked out of his genjutsu by the Lions at Ford Field. Goes to Arizona. I don't know why that would matter in his case. It was a road game anyway. The Rams do the same. The Rams' defensive line was all over him. I mean, they bum rushed him so many times. They bull rushed him, bum rushed him, whatever you want to call it. He was on the ground before he knew it. He got so many sacks that he took that were just looked violent. He looked like he was getting ragdolled. Like anybody who faced Brock Lesnar since 2014. Suplex City is what Sam Darnold went to. Ragdolled. Ragdolled. Simple. He had a horrible game. He could do nothing. Running game wasn't there because that Rams defensive line stuffed the run too. The pass, them safeties and corners and DBs, they were on them like white on rice too. He had to try to throw moon balls just to save him, and it wasn't there. He went full Russell Wilson. Frankly. Moon balls and sacks. No running game, barely any passing game unless the moon balls work. It was sad for Sam Darnold, and he just fumbled the bag 100%. He's done. Like, yeah, some desperate team is still going to give him a pretty good payday to be the starter of their desperate team without a quarterback. He ain't come back to Minnesota. The prophecy will be fulfilled after tonight. Aaron Rodgers will be a Vikings quarterback. He will not retire. He will go to the Vikings, and he will pull a Brett Favre for 2 years with a pretty damn good team. Actually, that might be a good thing for the Vikings. And then he'll hand it off to J.J. McCarthy after he retires. I don't think that's too bad. But the Vikings do have potential. The sad part is they do have a very good team. They just didn't show it the past 2 weeks. The Rams, defensively, were just, oh my God, all over the Vikings. And the Rams' offense started hot, but after the game was over in their mind, they stopped trying-ish. Like they allowed a lot more room for error, which is a little bit of a thing that worries me about the Eagles game. If they play a perfect game, defensively and offensively, they should beat the Eagles. The problem is, if you are the Rams, you cannot do what you did here. Dominate until you think the game is over. The Eagles have a better chance of coming back than the Vikings. Jalen Hurts is a more competent quarterback over all time of his career than Sam Darnold was. That's the problem there, is all I'm saying. The Rams, they had a perfect game, even though they still did offensively have a little bit more room for error and allowed that to happen. With that being said, the Rams deserve to win. That whole defensive line is the player of the game to me. I was wrong about this one. I had the Vikings winning 0-for-1 tonight. 3-for-6 on my wild card predictions. Not bad. I had the Bills, Ravens, and Eagles winning. I had the Bucks not losing, the Chargers not losing, and the Vikings not losing. I got the Chargers, Vikings, and Bucks games wrong. I got the Bills, Ravens, and Eagles games right, which I guess 500 isn't bad, but, you know, there you go. With that being said, Rams went belt to ass on the Vikings. What else do you want me to say? Sam Darnold fumbled the bag hilariously bad over the past 2 weeks. Rams going to Philadelphia. I think they have a chance. But we'll talk about that later this week. With that being said, I will see you tomorrow for a live watch-along and review of Chelsea versus Bournemouth in the Premier League. Some association football for you. I know it's been a while. Let's have some fun with it. I'll see you tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. Central. Wildcard weekend's over. We keep rolling. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace.